of that are guests, and I'm sure they're kind of wondering what this is and how could it be doing all the things that they shared with us today.
Let me get this off of here. So what we're talking about, guys, with all the magic you've been hearing today is it's all to do with this little teeny tiny patch. So it's about the size of a quarter, maybe it's a little bit big, maybe 50-cent piece. And on the back here, we just basically peel off the back, just like you would a Band-Aid. And get the other side there. And now you can see right there in the middle is basically a piece of gauze that's sandwiched between two pieces of plastic. Now, inside that gauze is where all that wonderful magic is happening for everybody's body who wears this particular patch. Now, this particular patch I have in my hands is X39. And guys, this is the holy grail when it comes to the stem cell community and science. This, guys, has taken the stem cell science and just lit it afire because it's non-invasive. Nothing's going into your body from this little guy. So what's in that little piece of gauze, right? So it's organic salt, sugars, amino acids, and water, and basically dry to create a specific crystal lattice. That's it. Everything is in-house, nothing is outsourced. So that's also really good news too. But what happens is when you place this on your body, basically immediately the light from my body is being reflected back in. You heard me right, light in my body. What? So we all are aware of infrared, right? We can get night vision goggles and we can definitely see the heat emanating from a being, and we can see them with the goggles. Well, that's just one way in which we can see light, but now we have many different other machines and whatnot that can detect all the many light bands which are emanated from our body. And so David Schmidt, about 20 or so years ago, he actually has been doing this research in light therapy for a couple decades now. And he basically is approached by the armed forces and said, hey, we'd really like to keep our Navy SEALs awake without using a set of metafines and caffeine pills. And so he said, can you, figure something out? So he actually went to work and he discovered a specific lattice that reflected specific light waves back that activated the mitochondria to pull fat from the body to make more ATP. And that was how this whole LifeWave company began back a little over 20 years ago. That particular product is called Energy Enhancer. It actually helps you burn 300 calories just by using that patch every single day. But it gave those Navy SEALs extra ATP so to keep them awake. From there, David Schmidt continued to do research and find different crystal lattices to reflect back different light as well. So as soon as I place this on my body, any patch, the heat from my body gets those crystal lattice activated. And now it's reflecting back certain light waves back into my body for this patch, because we said it was the X39 patch. It's reflecting light waves back into my body to increase GHK copper peptide. GHK copper peptide is the precursor to your body reawakening your own stem cells that are currently in hibernation. Yep. So I'm going to go back a little bit to GHK copper peptide. It's not putting copper into your diet, guys, into your body. It's actually pulling copper from your body to make that peptide. So that peptide actually was around from way back when you were first created in the womb. So when all that beautiful, miraculous events were happening, creating you in the womb, GHK copper peptide was created, and now your body knew it was time to make stem cells. Made bone, brain, blood, nerve, stem cells, and kind of you can look at like those stem cells 3D printed you in the womb. And those same stem cells stayed with you. So it made sure your brain developed nicely, your bones grew, you recovered from any type of injury that, I don't know about you, but I was pretty prone to injury. So thank goodness they were around for me. But for whatever reason, after puberty, that GHK starts to decline. Now, GHK to your stem cells are similar like water to a plant. So if we don't water a plant, very well or less and less and less, what happens? Those leaves begin to droop. Why? Is it because the plant is dead? No, it's because the plant is pulling its energy into the stem, into the root of its system to keep it fortified so it will stay alive as long as possible. So while our stem cells are going to stay alive regardless, but what they do is they go into hibernation as that GHK starts to decline. So basically from the stem cells that you're born with, they're still with you guys. They do not die ever. They can replicate themselves, but they do not die. But by the time you're 35, because of that GHK decline, less than 45% of your stem cells that you were born with are currently working in your favor, going out and literally repairing those cells that are no longer working very well. Let's go into that a little bit deeper. So it's not literally going out to that cell and go, oh, you're not really working so well. Let's help you fix it. No, what they literally do is give that cell a pink slip and say, get the heck out of here. Now that cell may be 56 years old, maybe 80 years old, maybe 20 years, maybe 40 years old. It's irrelevant. If it's not working due to too many toxins, too much oxidative stress, too much inflammation, etc., and therefore it's too much damage in that cell, it gets its pink slip, says, get out of here. And that stem cell makes a brand new cell to replace it, a brand new baby cell. So for myself, when I first started, when I was 55, I had 55-year-old cells. Now I'm 57 and I have 57-year young cells because my blood tests actually show I am so much younger, like in the 20-year range, because so many of my cells have already been replaced. It's literally reversing the aging process.